Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today I am going to review a pen of which I already did an unboxing video, and this pen was sent to me by Benu for review. As you may imagine, the pen that is inside this box is a Benu pen. So let's open it and see how it looks and what we are talking about. So the pen comes inside of this cardboard box. It has nice cursive in Cyrillic alphabet inscription, and here in gold colors it has Benu, the name of the brand. On the bottom of the package it says model Hexagon F, which is the color, and then the reference from the brand. When we open the box, take off the lid, we have this paper sleeve or envelope. Then we have a little sheet with instructions, and then some shredded paper for padding the pen inside. So this is a nice feature. And inside this paper sleeve we find the pen, and that's about the pen we are talking about. So we'll put the box away. Now the pen. This is a Benu pen, as I told you, and the model is called Hexagon, the color F. This model, Hexagon, is a new pen from this brand. This is a Russian brand that makes pens always with very nice acrylics, with glitter and so on. And this one is a big version. I already reviewed one pen from Benu. It was a very short pen. It only took cartridges inside. It was a very nice writer, but very small pen, green one. I'll leave the link on the description for that review. And here we have this pen. It is called Hexagon, and you can see why, because it's full of hexagons, which is called by the company the most perfect shape in nature, which is the hexagon made by bees, like beehives. The parts of the pen that are hexagonal are these ones, because the barrel is round, slightly tapering to the end, and the cap the same thing, it tapers to the end. Then we have this hexagonal engraving pattern. Here on the cap band, which is very wide, we have Benu there, and the shape, the rough shape of, try to show you, not easy, of this cap band is hexagonal also, so it's nice. Then the top of the cap and the bottom of the barrel are simple, slightly rounded but plain faceted surfaces. This pen has it has an all black body and cap, except for the cap band, and then for this part of the barrel and the section, which are red and transparent. All the black parts have some glitter in it. It's not that visible, but it shows off with the right light. I will try to show you, although it's not that easy, but here on the top of the cap you can see there is some glittering there, and there is also some glittering here, somewhere on the cap, some places on the barrel, and also on the barrel end. This is where it is most evident. Just to show you better what I told you about, that's here Benu engraved on the cap band. So the pen uncaps by screwing off the cap, and here you have a section which is made of transparent red plastic or acrylic. You have these threads, and what I find is the threads are not sharp. You can hold it perfectly here on the threads. They are not in the way of the writing experience. You can also take down your fingers and hold the section, which is quite large, and it's fine here. But if you have to hold the section, this will not hurt your fingers because it is quite wide. Then what may be not that comfortable is this step, as you can see, between the barrel and the section. So maybe it's not that comfortable to hold the pen here, but I believe this would be a place too high to hold any pen. Usually we hold it like this or even like this, not this high. So the only part is the step, which doesn't bother me at all, so I find no problem with it. About the section, then you have this is transparent. You can see here the nib color, and let's look at the nib. The nib has a simple feed, and it is a Schmidt nib, and you can see there the F inside. So this is a fine nib from Schmidt. This is not a very big nib, it is a number 5 nib, and it is that's it. When you take off the cap and you will look at the barrel, you have this it takes international converters. You can take 2 short converters, 1 large converter, or 2 short cartridges, 1 long cartridge, or 1 long international converter. This pen comes with an international converter, which is nice. I find it really nice to have one of these in a pen that is slightly under 100 euros. I believe the price is 90 euros. It's nice to have a converter in this price point. However, if it was me, I would include 1 or 2 cartridges inside the box, because for me at least, when I buy pens, I like to be able to write with them right away. So I prefer to have some way to make them work immediately, even if I don't have an ink bottle, which I have everywhere. So that's no real problem for me, but I think it would be nicer to have a cartridge. It's not the first time that I buy a pen just because I need one for one meeting or something like that, and I go to some store and buy an expensive fountain pen, and I really like to have a cartridge included to put in and be ready to write with. Just to check the sizes, here you have the Benu pen Hexagon, the Parker Centennial do Fold, which is a large pen, and also the Lamy Vista. So, as you can see, this is quite a large pen, very good size. The pen is very light. There's not a lot of weight to it, although you can find some here around this point, so it's quite comfortable to hold. You can post it. It posts very securely. This is not going anywhere, so it's easy to write with. And one more thing, I think it is possible. I didn't try it. I don't like to do it. I really think it is possible to eyedropper this pen. As far as I know, this is machined out of a single piece of resin, so you can use this pen to eyedropper, as far as I know, but I didn't try it. So let's just see now how this pen performs when it is on paper. So, first of all, quite nice to hold because it is long enough. Let's write the pen is the Benu Hexagon F. The F is the color that is mainly black on the barrel and on the cap, except for the cap band, the section and the top of the barrel, which are transparent red plastic. The nib of the pen is also an F nib. The ink inside is the Montegrappa brown, and the paper, as usual, is the Rhodia dot pad. And now let's see what I think about the pen. As you can see, it writes really well and it doesn't skip. I'm very happy with the performance of this nib. All the Schmidt nibs that I tried until today are quite good, so nothing to say about it. The only thing I don't like that much about this nib is it is a generic Schmidt nib. I would like if Benu start making their own or stamping their own nibs. I think that would be a nice feature. As you can see, it writes quite well. It puts down a good amount of ink on the paper, as you can see. However, it doesn't smear that much, but I think that is because the ink inside is the Montegrappa brown, which is not a very wet ink. So, but as you can see, it writes really, really well. It has some line variation, but you need to press hard. And I usually know until when I should press a pen, but if you're not that sure, don't do it because you risk to ruin the nib on this pen. It's fun to have such a line variation with a pen with no breather hole. We tend to think that breather holes help these, but they don't. It's more the material or the thickness of the metal that makes it more springy. So you have this some line variation. There are people that like to write upside down, and it does, but it's not very scratchy, but it's a little scratchy. So it's not meant to write upside down, but like this, it writes well with a little feedback, but well enough. Not the feedback is very small, but it definitely has some. You can feel the paper, which is a nice thing for me. I like this feature in pens. So, final thoughts about this pen. This is a very interesting pen, very good to write with. It's not very expensive, but also you don't have very spectacular materials with it. They're not very expensive materials in this pen. This is a steel nib, this is a resin body, but you find a very unique resin. I didn't find resin with this glittering or all the changes in color as I have seen in Benu. So they are really great at doing this. If you like this kind of thing on the pen, this is a pen for you. Also, this is not a pen for everybody because people will look at you and you won't stay unnoticed. People will notice this pen. It's not a bad thing, and it is what it is. Some people will find this not such a man pen, more like a lady's pen because of this reddish and glittering. I don't think so. I think it's more a thing to either you like the aesthetics of the pen or you don't. You understand the concept of the hexagons and so on, and you like it, or you just really don't feel that comfortable with it. I don't think it is a thing of a gender choice, because it is really a nice pen, a great pen, very comfortable to write with, and I don't find any trouble to take it anywhere to write with it. I tend to prefer much sober designs, however, this is very good. I'll post a link for the Benu shop below at the description for this pen, for you to check it out and see if you want it or not, and to check other finishes. So, just to wrap this up, I have to thank you all, to my viewers, for watching this video. I thank you, Benu, for sending me this pen for review. I'm very happy with it. I will keep inking it and writing with it because it's really nice. So that's it. If you liked the video, please hit the like button and subscribe our channel. See you next video. Bye.